All right, the theme tune's over. The live stream is starting. And I have not made cocktail videos on the stream for a little while. I am going to tonight. So first I want to peel this orange. Nice big orange peel from the nice big orange. Hey Luke, how you doing? And a bit of pith on this. I'm going to take the pith. And Heine, hello. Good to see you chaps. Hope you've been keeping well. I'm just doing my usual bullshit. And Justin, hello. Lads all coming in here. Get that happening. And Safa, look, more lads. It's a lad fest. I'm just gonna fiddle around, tidy up the edges of this orange peel that I'm going to use as a garnish, because I'm a goddamn professional. That's enough. That's enough fussing about with my garnish. So I'm going to do the usual. And as a warm-up, do a cocktail video. You're saying the olds like cheesy pizza? Justin, sad news. Oh, it took me a little while to understand. Your crossing guard passed away. There you go. Wow, 30 years. He'd be a bit of an institution, wouldn't he? No, you're going to be a lot of sad kids. I'm just going to step this up. That out of the way. Okay. So, shiz. Making a mess. Get it together. Get it together. Right. In fact, I'm going to spear a cherry. So I'm ready. Bam. Ooh, let's go. Okay. As I always say, that's a very good omen. Through the middle too. All right. Everything's coming up Millhouse. Okay, so this recipe is something I'm kind of devising. Since supposed to think, okay, I don't want that. Okay, my freaking cocktail list is flying up. Come on, that's it. A BB King. Bottled bun, brandy. Green chartreuse. Okay, gotta get the green chartreuse out again. I'll do that cask strength brandy. All right. Bourbon brandy. I'll use actual bourbon. Mictors. Bourbon whiskey. I have one that lots. One. Okay. So that's ready. Right, I'm going to bring this Right. Oh, Jesus, what the fuck is that? Okay, it's that one. I prefer it if the bottles don't knock together quite so noisily. It makes me nervous. Oh, we're talking Grand Prix talk there, I think. Okay. I'm doing that. I'm going to put the camera on there. And it's all happening. Okay. Okie dokie. And clamp for the GoPro. Okay. Right, and I want to bring this one around, which I had chucked over there to get out of the way. But let us get this sorted. Okay. Got to plug this back in. What? There's a bit of fluff on the cord and some of this in here. And get all these little beads together. All right. So I think I have all the bits together now, so I will just get ready. Okay. Got a cork break for a second there. That still makes the best noise. And somewhat disappointingly, screw top. Oof, I probably need to clean all the sugars got into the thread. To clean that at some point. Okay. Right, you bloody well right. No, fuck it. Okay. And orange bitters. I've decided this has orange bitters in it. Okay. Orange bitters. All right, we're rocking and rolling. Guys, all keeping yourself amused there? Good. Wow, so he was actually at work the day he died. Dedicated man. I hope it was peaceful. Seems like he deserves a peaceful passing. Now, do I need to blowtorch this? Maybe a little bit. It is actually more fussy than I thought it was. So, fire ASMR? Not sure if that makes any noise on the microphone. Little blowtorch noises. That's all right. All right. You wait there. This on. Turn this on. That looks about right. Right, let's slow that. Okay, how did I know that was doing that? Okay. Yeah, it's working now. 1 ounce of brandy. One ounce of bourbon. 3/4 of an ounce of sweet vermouth. And 1/4 of an ounce of green chartreuse. A bit of a heavy pour, but that's okay. No harm, no foul. Orange bitters. Okay, that's all the ingredients. And now we add some ice. Right. Close up a little thermos. Start pouring. Now stirring finger. For 20 seconds. That's zesty. Okay. Put that there. And he strains it in. Orange peel. Okay, twist the orange peel up. And cappuccino chili. Okay, that's the cocktail made. Then we switch up the GoPro. Put it aside for now. And point it to the heavens, make it brighter. Oh my god, I keep forgetting. Need to take a picture for the film. That's interesting. There's some sediment in my cask strength brandy. From the cask, I guess. I don't know. Bit surprised by that. Oh, I really need to clean that green chartreuse bottle top. Okay. Open this up. And I got to take a picture of this for the thumbnail. Okay, there we go. I'll do that. No, it needs more light on it. Come back here late. Okay, do this. That's better. Do a portrait style. And I decide later which one I like more. Okay. Now, back at the point. Dontron, hello. Sorry, I'm just in the middle of making a video. Took me a few more minutes. I've got to do this talky bit now. Okay, so that's ready. Get this one ready. Okay, that's about right. That looks right to me. And let's go. But on that camera's a bit stuck. G'day, cocktail lovers. This is named after the famous musician B.B. King. It's kind of a cousin of a Manhattan, and I was inspired to come up with this from a post on Steve the Bartender's Facebook group. Someone posted a drink, B.B. King. They said the ingredients, but not the specs. But I didn't let that hold me back because I've been messing around with this sort of thing for long enough to be pretty sure of what would be a good balance among the ingredients in this. I did actually look online to see if there was a BB King cocktail that had these ingredients to see what specs, and I didn't find one. What I did find, commonly when someone calls a cocktail a BB King, it has two ingredients that start with B. This is no exception. It has brandy and bourbon in it, along with some modifiers. But before I go through those ingredients in detail, I am going to taste it. Oh, yeah, no, this really works. Very much a Manhattan vibe going on, but there's some herbal zest in there as well. I'll take you through the ingredients. The two Bs, brandy and bourbon. The brandy is a recent purchase of mine from a local maker. This is a cask strength brandy. What does it come in at? It is 54% alcohol by volume, 108 proof, much higher proof than any brandy I've had before, and it's really tasty. And I did actually go a bourbon for the whiskey part, just for authenticity. I thought I'm going to do BB. I have one bourbon, lots of whiskeys, mostly Australian, but I am going with the bourbon in this case. Oof. As I said, cousin of a Manhattan, sweet vermouth is not usually. As I said, it's a cousin of a Manhattan, and sweet vermouth is your standard modifier in a Manhattan, and that is in this recipe. But there's also some green chartreuse, which livens it up and takes it in a slightly different direction. Along with some orange bitters, those all come together to make my version of a BB King cocktail. Here's how we make it. In a mixing glass, we put 1 ounce or 30 mils of brandy, and then 1 ounce or 30 mils of bourbon. Then we're adding 3/4 of an ounce, around 22.5 mils of sweet vermouth, and 1/4 of an ounce or 7.5 mils of green chartreuse, rounding things out with 2 dashes of orange bitters. Wah! Add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink. Then I'm straining that into Add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink. Then I'm straining that into a rocks glass or a big chunk of ice. And you know me, I'm going with the cool and sexy clear ice. For garnishes, I'm doing a twist of orange peel and a maraschino cherry on a skewer. You could also serve this up, but I don't know. I was doing a stirred, boozy drink, and it's got a bit of extra kick from the cask strength brandy and the green chartreuse. So I thought, an excuse to break out the sexy clear ice, which about now you should be seeing a linked video of how to do it. The easiest, no fuss way that you can do with no special equipment and doesn't take up a huge amount of your freezer space. And, it just makes your cocktails look a bit cool, in my humble opinion. I'm going to sit down with this one and enjoy it. And I hope you're enjoying yourself wherever you are. And I do hope to see you again sometime soon. Until I do, I will say cheers. Oh, every time I'm doing that banter, I'm like, wow, is it like the most insincere thing ever? Let's switch a couple of things. Oh. Okay. Now get the scoot out of the way. And turn that off. Not, a little bit more has run down. I'm just going to brown a little bit more into my glass. Wait not, want not, I say. In fact, want that to be clean because I'm probably going to do another video a little bit later, but we'll see what mood I'm in. Yes, I am moody. Oh, sorry. Okay, Dontron. Oh, you've been... No, I want to catch up. Wow. Okay. Yep. Sorry, just look at how much you think. Okay, you're doing well. Shocking and unexpected news. Best friend has been doing meth. Wow. Got arrested with an ounce of stuff? Damn. So you smoke pot, but not meth. Yep, okay. All right, so damn. He's got young kids. Oh my God. If the state's really rough on that, and I don't think jailing's the right thing in that case, but oh damn. It's probably gonna happen to him. He was a bit of a fuck up. He's been a bit decent. You had no idea he was doing the meth. Well, there's camper vans. Caravans are things you tow. Oh, Jesus. That's fucking damn. Oof, it's all a bit rough. Damn. Doing 80 in a 35 zone. Okay. Yep, no, they're going to be harsh. They're going to be very harsh. You know one to talk to. Well, dude, friggin' talk to us. My God. This is it. Yeah, no, I get that it's upsetting and unexpected. Eddie's kids hanging out watching TV. Yeah, it's just going to fuck things up. And sorry, Pat. Hi, by the way. Safi, you had a $30 pizza calzone in Carlton. Tuesday and Wednesday in Melbourne were very windy. Yes, they were. Oof. See, arbitrary jail sentences are fucking bullshit, and aggressive drug prosecutions are bullshit. Never had calzone. Oh my God, there's a local place here that does such good calzone. Well, there's the one plus. While he's high on meth and speeding, the kids weren't in the car. Hey, yeah, Hannah, by the way. Yeah, I don't think 10 years in jail. I mean, getting busted, maybe a wake-up call, can be helpful. Putting someone in jail for 10 years for drug use is a fucking abomination. Pat, I am pretty good. I hope you're good too. There has been a little bit of wind today. It's not so much at the moment, but who knows what happens. Oh, okay, yeah. So, okay, if they can get him on a cell charge, he's kind of fucked. Oh yeah, Hannah, I do agree. A wake up call. Person might be upset by it, but it can often be a good thing. But yeah, the old war on drugs things is bullshit. If he'd had a gun, he'd be looking at a 50-year minimum. Jeez. Again, these arbitrary minimum sentences are complete bullshit. Well, unless they're talking about a 10-year jail sentence, then it's definitely the thing that will destroy his life. Oh, so he had an ounce in a bag. Damn. Okay. What are we talking about? Weather. What's the weather thing? Let me look at the bomb. Bomb. They're saying it's 15 feels like 14. It might be 23 tomorrow. God, at one point they were saying 26. But are they still saying it's going to rain heaps tomorrow? Yeah. It's going to rain. What's the rain map look like? Oh, God. Yeah, it's missing. Okay. So you look at that, it's missing us and going to Tasmania. Like they haven't had enough flooding this week. Dang. Oh yeah, no, I absolutely agree. 50 years, particularly if they go minimum, that is a life sentence. Yeah. So he's in his early 40s. Yeah. So, Monday was the rainiest day in the office. I was only in Monday, Tuesday, but I had a new guy starting, so I had to go in. Don trying to like, okay, you're having nice weather. Temperature's perfect. We are just getting to my favorite weather of the year, spring. Mid-20s, except we're having a weird burst of stormy weather. Mm, that's pretty good. What did I have for dinner? I made a pasta bake, which was quite nice. It was like pasta on special at the supermarket. The one you just cook for a couple of minutes. It's like, was it little pasta pillows with what were they saying was in it? Chicken and caramelized onion. So that, and I cooked up some mushroom and onion, and then mixed it all with some uh, sort of herb tomato, like not tomato sauce on a pie, kind of like pizza sauce, and a cheese sauce. So it was a cheesy tomato sauce, and mixed that all up, put it in a tray, and covered it in cheese, and baked it in the oven. And fucking yum! It's also 4 meals. I made a lot of it, so it's going to be the answer for the next couple of days. Safa, what did I have? I had the pasta bake. Uh, Thinking of getting off alcohol. Oh, thinking getting alcohol, but reconsider for tomorrow. Well, whatever works for you. You've been thinking about people basically do legal equivalent. Oh yeah, no, the legal speed is ridiculous. Yeah. Yes, I'll post you some pasta bake. It was very yummy. Oh, you get arrested for pain pills. Yeah, but you're right. If you like, 40 stuff, you don't want to be going to prison. Okay, I think Pat's telling us, and I'm pretty sure what it's gonna be that he went to see at 2 movies this week. Loading up the Discord. Okay, weird channel to put it in, but yes. Beetlejuice. I thought that's what you would go and see this week, Pat. What's the Pat score for Beetlejuice? And yes, that was all over the media today. Bill Shorten retiring. See, we don't actually use those terms for two different things, Dontron, jail and prison. They're just generic words for the same thing. We have quite a different law enforcement and incarceration system here. You saw Beetlejuice today. We need to know the score. You had Baked Ziti. Nice. Ooh, 10 out of 10. There we go. Yes, I've worked that out just from American media, that jails, the local regional thing, is where the cops put you, but when you're convicted of a crime, you end up in prison. We do have lockups, like police stations have lockups where they put people. But we'll just say jail, prison interchangeably, and we mean the place you go when you're convicted of a crime. No, if you're waiting to be sentenced, you'll be put in prison here. There's remand, but you'll be in prison. You've done 30 days in jail. 0 out of 10. Would not visit again. Oh god, you're talking about this guy, Yeah, if they're talking about a really serious jail time thing, they're not gonna make the bond easy to do. God damn, that's some rough shit. Uh, yeah, I just really don't think like the mass incarceration helps. Well, I was going to say it doesn't help anyone. It helps politicians who use it to scaremonger and get elected, and it helps awful, creepy people who profit from the prison system. Oof. His parents have money, but they're likely to leave him there. They're very religious people. Yeah, that's dang. That is not good. Hmm. Hmm. That is not a bad drink. Not my favorite. Oof. No, now I'm deciding I really like it. Oh, Pat, you had blackout on Monday. Oh, no YouTube, no TikTok, no wrestling. Oh my god. Probably just would have had to go out murdering people to pass the time. What else would you do? Anna, thank you so much for dropping by. Wait, I missed the baby update because I was off making a drink. You're at DRC, adult detention. Finish something you'd call substance abuse. Okay, yeah. Narcotics Anonymous meetings. Okay. A cop leading the meeting instead of sponsors. Oh, yeah, that's going to be a whole vibe, isn't it? Okay, but so that meeting was actually helpful. Well, there you go. I think it's not so much Pat watching the grass grow as Pat watching people pushing up daisies. That's what I think. That's how I think he passed the time in the blackout. Uh, and last night, Safra, I think I just had a U Foods meal. Could relate to actual people. Oh, okay. I'm glad that worked. I guess if people are really trusting each other in one of those settings and start telling the really wild shit they did. Uh, oh, I mean, geez, robbing parents for years. That is the classic junkie thing is to fuck over the people closest to you first because they'll forgive you for longer. That's good. Knowing the cops respecting confidentiality. Oh, thank you, Hannah. Baby will be earlier. Need the heart stent within the first hour. Well, okay. Like I said, putting a bit of faith in the surgeon and the medical team. Um, Go team. All right. So you're saying, yeah, the cop would be suspended if someone accused him of telling tales. Yeah, yeah. Well, it is pretty important in those sort of group therapy type things that you can trust the confidentiality. Central themes: honesty and accountability. The unwritten Philippines snitching. No snitching. I was just like, oh my god. Okay, so I had this outrageous story from someone I work with. Like their uh, son is at uni, like doing a computer programming course, and uh, and it was like game design. They're doing game design, and they do some team stuff and some individual stuff. And there's a project he was working on, and he went, yeah, look, I could just reuse this code from this other thing we developed." And someone who had been on the team that developed the code that he was reusing decided he'd done a bad and terrible thing. And they said he was plagiarizing. He was stealing their code for a different project. And apparently they just had the world's mega worst failed communication, because this other person thinks they told him don't do that, and they never said that, and he was just, and it's not something he was hiding, because he didn't think he was doing anything wrong. um uh, and he's just saying, "Oh yeah, I'm reusing that code because it will work in this part of the game I'm doing," and and um and it was this whole thing I found out, like, it's like he's really stressed because he ends up having to appear before these friggin' uh academics because he was accused of plagiarism. And I was like, "What? He's accused of plagiarism?" And when it all eventually worked out, and it got smoothed out, but it's just like, this person fucking snitched. Who the fuck does that when they're at uni? What a fucked up piece of shit. And apparently this person sees themselves as the victim in everything because, I don't know, people get angry at them, probably because they do shitty things like fucking snitch on people um, over something so inconsequential. And I was thinking, like, okay, this person thinks they communicated that they didn't want this guy to use this code. And it's like, okay, at the absolute bare minimum, what you owe someone in that circumstance is to point blank, unequivocally, no ambiguity, say to them, "I don't want you to use that code. I think it's my code. I think it's plagiarism if you do it. And if you don't listen to me, I am going to file a complaint that you plagiarized my code." Like, you have to be completely unambiguous. But also, who in the ever loving fuck snitches over something like that while you're at uni? This person's got to be a piece of shit their whole fucking life. And they'll act the victim the whole time because people will not be friendly to them because they fucking suck. Oh, it's like they're the martyr of their own story. Anyway, all right. So Dontron, oh, your story. An unquestionable example everyone saw. Funny in a twisted way. It's real, ultimately hilarious situation. Anytime we saw someone caught with felony amounts of drugs while going to class. Guy had an 8 ball of meth hidden inside a magnetic compartment in his engine compartment, and had several grams of heroin in his ass. Oh my god! While going to his drug classes. Holy shit! You're convinced they were informed on. Only time you saw a cop wearing latex gloves because he's doing the probe. Oh my god! Kelsey, I like cheese pizza. Dontron is telling us absolutely fascinating stories of sort of group therapy drug rehab sessions. So he walked out, little box in the engine compartment, literally told him he needed to do a cavity search. Oh my God. Right after they found the meth. Oh my God. Fucking cavity searches, man. God damn. That is some wild stuff. Again, way back in my 20s, living in shared houses, I had one house where there were at one point 1, 2, 3, 4. It was a big house, big double-story terrace, 4 or 5 other people in the house, and I was the only one not on heroin at one point. And that's and experience. And probably the person in the house I was closest to, she got on a methadone program and we're going to get methadone. And the trouble when you have all these addicts going to the same place and standing around together, all they talk about is where they're going to school. So, John Trotter, your story, the cop walking back in, a few who jokingly asked dryly, "Officer, how did you know what he was doing?" He said, "I could smell it on him as soon as I walked out the double doors." Yeah, I don't. Okay, I am completely unfamiliar with meth, so I don't know if that's something you smell. So that's why you think someone informed because his excuse was he smelled it. Clearly disappointed in the man's behavior. More disappointed he's going to have to dig a dozen miles. Oh, that's not going to be a good time, is it? Digging baggies of drugs out of someone's butt. Okay, yeah. So smelling meth, not a real thing. I thought that's what you were communicating. Yeah, and heroin was in his ass. Oh my god. There's actually an Australian movie, sort of a comedy drama called The Mule about these cops who bust this guy at an airport. Like they had an informant saying he was bringing drugs into the country, and it's up his butt. And they're trying to hold him long enough that he has to shit, um, and they'll get the evidence then. So you just assume he'd make it very clear he knows what's up and just cooperate. Yeah. No, Midnight Express is a very different movie. Australian movie called The Mule, as in the drug mule. Is a reasonably entertaining movie. These are some of the things you discussed using the Socratic method for hours sometimes, yeah. Oh, God. Speaking of messed up people, Celtic's got a VD update. Back in Nero thinks we're everyone. Okay, he hates everyone. Well, he's an equal opportunity hater. You reminded him he described himself as a former angry apologist. Oh yeah, Clint Eastwood had a movie, a completely different movie called The Mule, which was about being a drug mule as well. Um, Not a comedy though. The Australian one's a comedy. So no possible way. So this guy's not using. Oh, so you think if he had all that and he's not using, he's selling? Oh God, that's going on your DVD list. What's it? What's it rated as? I mean, I did see it. Um, okay. The Mule. What's his name? Angus Sampson? Well received in its world. Oh, premiered at South by Southwest. Let me see. What's it on Rotten Tomatoes? Ooh, 86% positive for critics. That is a very high positive rating for critics. I'll go look at new releases. Long Legs. People have been talking that up. 85% positive. Kinds of Kindness. Art House 1 got 72%. Ghostlight got Borderlands 10%. God, Borderlands got pasted. Twisters 75% positive with critics. And Hitman on Netflix 95%. What's Oddity? I've not heard that. It's got 96%. 96 positive. When Danny's brutally murdered at a remote country house she and her husband Ted are renovating, everyone suspects a patient from the local mental health institution where Ted is a doctor. However, soon after the tragic killing, a suspect's found dead. So that's like, uh, sounds like a horror movie? 96% positive critic score for a horror movie is unusual. You saw Long Legs. Okay. I was probably worth $10. Something like archetypal dreamlike about the antagonist. Oh, okay. Celtic, you reminded VD wrote in a letter. He's an angry apologist. There's video evidence of what he said. I don't think I still have the letter. I think I chucked them out eventually. Ah, beautiful. I love that as a description. Beautiful and unsettling cinematography. You reckon Longlegs sounds like a porno name? It just makes me think of the spider, Daddy Longlegs. Okay, what are we up to? 8:46. Damn. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to make another video. Fuck it. We're just chatting away here. Oh, yeah. Nick Cage is in Long Legs. Man, that guy just cannot stop making movies. Don't think he says no to anything. Apparently, he has quite a spending issue. He's a shopaholic. He has to keep making movies to keep getting paid. Oh god, you're texting that guy's mum. You think she's gonna block you? If she blocks you, you'll try his dad. Yeah. Yeah, Celtic, this is one of my more subtle shirts, like the bowling shirt style, and just the little cocktail motif there. It would kind of look, even if he goes to Priz, if the grandparents raise the kids, that would be better than them going into the foster system, but who knows? Yeah, actually, Nick Cage has done some good ones, like in the last 5-10 years. I'm almost sure, Safa, Nick Cage has already made a porno. Okay, see, I don't know. The system you're saying it's difficult to get them out of 72 hours. And you know that because you've talked to people. Okay, all right, all right. Thanks, Celtic. You're a gentleman and a scholar, and though you enjoy all my shirts, I appreciate you appreciating my shirts. Yes, Pig was good. I saw Pig not that long ago, actually. Yeah, his parents are religious and weirdly spiteful. And look, might not be the best environment for the kids, but I tend to agree with you that it's probably better for the kids than going through the system. Yeah. Well, even if they don't punish the kids, they might like fuck the kids up mentally by shit talking their dad all the time, which is not a good thing to do. In meine opinion, or but it's a thing I've heard happens in those situations. Yeah, Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent was funny. Oh yeah, Renfield. I didn't mind Renfield. Not great, definitely not great, but I didn't mind it. I didn't see Color Out of Space as a trip. God, the one that was a real trip was Mandy, as in, I legit think you are meant to be on hallucinogens when you watch it. It's like the whole thing is shot through an Instagram filter. Do you think his mum's gonna float leaving him in there? Oh yeah, Jesus. Hopefully they don't think it would be punishing the kids, but anyway, he needs to learn a lesson. The kids need a chance at a real home. Well, it's really hard to know what's the right thing. They did the same thing to his younger sister. Oh God. So it's starting to seem like those parents are the fucking problem. Who would have thought having Jesus obsessed nightmares for parents drive people to drugs? Yeah, they don't sound good. Celtic. Okay. Weirdly, I was thinking about that just today. Probably come up with a top 4 or 5 movies. Slightly diverse range. Princess Bride, The Godfather. Withnell and I, Fury Road. So that's probably my top 4. Favorite song? Oh, well, Mrs. Angry and I have our song at the moment, Billy Bragg's "I Will Be Your Shield." Oh yes, Justin Long, the dude from the Mac and PC ads, did a awesome trippy film called The Wave. Okay, I don't think I saw that. I think I've seen some pretty weird films with Justin Long in them, though. Oh gosh, yeah, Dontron. If you got a trans partner and people are like that, you don't even want to start the conversations about gender. She happened to be quietly hovering and eavesdropping on the conversation. Damn. Uh, yeah, no, you don't want that grief. Ugh. People, man. People are the goddamn worst. Mm. Mm. Dots yummy. So she cheerfully said your name, known you 30 years. What you said is an abomination. You both blinked just what? Oh my god. Yeah, you don't need that shit. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Absolutely. Barbarian with Justin Long, got on 4K, another trippy one. Tusk, that's the one. I was trying to think, what was the trippy Justin Long movie I saw? It was Tusk. Yeah. You got a bit of Justin Long in your repertoire. This absolutely huge chunk of ice. The other thing about my sexy clear ice, besides being sexy and clear, it actually melts more slowly than regular ice. So I got that big old bit of ice in there for quite a while. So this guy's mum was nicer when you were younger, super religious, but became stereotype bitter old church lady. I feel like that's a thing that happens if someone sticks with that evangelical shit. They get worse as they get older. It does, like literally. Um, this is a huge fucking glass, and a really big bit of ice in there makes your standard sort of like 3 ounce, 100 ml um, cocktail look full. I've never actually measured how much this holds. I might do that tomorrow, measure how much this holds because I want to know. Oh god, yeah, and that's the thing. When people's religion is their whole goddamn personality. Yeah, and her parents was. Isn't that a thing though? It's like a generational thing. You see someone who's awful, and then you find out their parents were worse. It's like people get slightly less bad generation to generation. So there's the first one to crow by the fact her parents were. Oh my god, snake handlers! Oh wow. Damn, that's a wild one. For those who don't know, that's a form of evangelical Christian, I think is unique to the US and the south of the US, where people are proving their faith in God by playing with snakes, which they say are venomous. And it's just like, God's going to protect me from the venomous snakes. Yeah, speaking in tongues, dancing, and waving copperheads around. Damn. So the bite isn't fatal, but you could lose an arm and leg. If it bites you in the face, yeah. Or you're saying in the I was my immediate one because they dance around the ears. One bit you in the face, you'd be fucked. But yes, the chest that could be bad. Damn. Oh god, her uncle died that way. The other famous snake people, I think, are in India, the fakirs, and they would have a cobra in a basket, and they do this hypnotic thing. I think they're kind of cheating. Because I remember reading, again, I don't know for sure if this is true, but they'd actually do a thing where they removed the poison sacs from the cobra, and I've read it. I don't know if it's true, but it's apparently something you can do without killing the cobra, take away their ability to make poison. So even though the cobras seem to react in like this hypnotic way to movement, even if they do bite you, you're not going to die. As John Safran talked about the snake handlers. Yeah, there you go. Never one to belittle someone's deeply held belief. Well, you don't have to be a dick, I guess. Yeah. And that's again, that's my thing. Like often when the subject of religion comes up with a religious person, I would kind of say, don't ask a question you don't want the answer to. Because if you end up asking me if I think religion's stupid, the answer is going to be yes, it's stupid. Really, realizing religion was a grift was a terrifying moment in your young life. I get it. You grew up Baptist. Okay. Catholics of the South. Well, I grew up Catholic. I can't even pinpoint where I definitely sort of went like full non-believer. Might not have been till I was at college. I'm not sure. It was either the later years of high school or the early years of college. Around 10, traditional kids to be saved, their version of baptism. Okay. Oh, geez, I went Catholic. You get confirmation when you're about, when you like year 6. It's like a second baptism. Yeah, that sounds like confirmation in the Catholic Church. I went full left sort of anarchist agitator at uni. So they absolve you of sins before you reach the age of reason. Okay. So all the bad things you did when you were a kid are forgiven. Oh, well, see, Catholic, you could get forgiven every week. You just go to confession and say, sorry, I fucked up. Promise I won't do it again. And you're all good. Kids line up. Preacher says shit, sometimes in tongues. I can never take the tongues thing seriously. And then proceed to ask kids, do you feel the change? I think I could be a good Southern Baptist preacher, as long as he had the cross at school mass because you're not Catholic. Bread and wine, there you go. And by default, everyone's ecstatic. Jesus is the way, yes, huzzah. And you felt nothing, and you kind of realized it wasn't a real thing. Again, I agree with you, dude. That would be a fucking really troubling experience for a 10-year-old to realize the stuff you were surrounded with was bullshit. Yeah, in your heart, you knew it wasn't real. Yeah, well, you're way more fucking advanced. Like the Catholic Church is not evangelical. It's not hallelujah. It's going to mass, and I was definitely a believer until I wasn't. And unlike some atheists will go like they'll say the exact thing. This is the exact thing that made me an atheist. I can't even pin it down. Like I said, I can't tell you for sure whether it was while I was still in high school or in the early years of being at uni. But at one of those stages, I kind of came to the conclusion it was bullshit. Yeah, the whole thing is money, social control. Bit too smart for your own good. It doesn't necessarily make you happy being smart. Oh yeah. Oh well, Morrison's church, a fucking, the founder's a pedophile. Baptist as a concept of bullshit. I always enjoyed as a Catholic calling every other Christian group cultists because there was Catholics started Christianity. Everyone else is just some weird fringe cult. Okay, you believe in a conception of God? Fine by me. But picking out that the Baptists specifically are bullshit. Yeah, okay. Should you say your dad's ex-wife is Catholic, standing? Oh yeah, it's like sit, stand there. There's a whole ritual with the church. It's wild. Raise, what's up? Anyone that's 100% sure of what God's supposed to be, best misguided and wrong. worst intellectually dishonest. Well, and that's the thing. If people are being honest, their conception of God is different to at least 99% of the population's view. So what are the chances you're right? Not good. Some people regard the universe itself God. Honestly, my favorite sort of saying along that line might have been Carl Sagan, because there's a whole thing about we're all made of stars. If the particular scientific theory with the Big Bang and everything, that all the outburst, the same stuff that makes up the stars makes us. And there's this phrase, it's something along the lines, because it's like the Big Bang formed everything, including us. But, like, so far as we know, stars, planets, everything doesn't have intellect. We do. And so the phrase was something along the lines of, we are the universe trying to understand itself. And I just love the poetry of that. I think that's really good. Raise, God's cool. He could prove real, giving you a couple million. I mean, that seems like a reasonable request, Raise. You've eaten far too many psychedelics to dismiss the concept of God. I get what you're saying with the psychedelics. People come together, people with partners, we're all made of stuff. That's isn't that in a Moby track? I don't know. Minor technical complaint bothers you a bit. Got your mum a Kindle Fire so you could watch TV and such in bed? Sure. Use a shitty proprietary version of Android, walled off version of apps. Yeah, that sounds thing. YouTube app has zero chat functionality. Okay. So if you're looking at news, study published in the Journal of Cosmology. Yeah, well, that sounds like a really credible thing. Universe made to have a secret life prior to the Big Bang. Okay. I don't know. I was looking up what is today's day, and it was cheese pizza day. If I'd known earlier, I would have marked it by having cheese pizza for dinner, but I'd already had dinner by the time I found out. Oh God! So you spent ages on their YouTube app trying to enable chat, but it literally doesn't have it. God damn. Ray, he's ashamed of yourself. Value yourself, you less for not eating cheese. Well, you and me both, brother. I found it too late. I actually found that after I'd already had dinner. Oh man, that's fucking yummy. And I did go to the supermarket today, and if there'd been pizza on special, I would have got some, but it wasn't, so I didn't. Sucks your mum to haven't had the option. Yeah, it is pretty sucky. Is this talking about Moby or Michael Stein? So mum's effectively disabled, doesn't get to talk to people as much as she should. You're giving her some method for interaction would definitely be good. I feel like that's where you're going with that, and I agree with you. Eating chicken schnitzel, loathing the meal and this discovery. Well, I made a pasta bake, and it was really yummy. I'm not holding it against it that it wasn't cheese pizza. Got to get her another tablet, one that doesn't have that shitty restriction. Oh, fucking corpos make shit decisions all the time with design, wanting to control things and limit things, and they make terrible decisions. Shikthega, 45 and your wisdom tooth's poking out, starting others. Oh, your eyes fucking painting. Ugh. I had my upper wisdom teeth removed. I didn't have to have my lower wisdom teeth removed because I'd actually lost some molars from tooth decay. So there was enough room for my lower wisdom teeth to come in. Oh, yeah, no, someone made a deliberate decision to disable a YouTube feature, which is stupid. Oh, you got a day off? Is that sleep, rest, and recuperation raise? Dude, I love weird comments, and if they're drug fueled, all the better. Yeah, no, these people would have had to go to quite a bit of trouble to disable YouTube's chat feature. When you were 17, your wisdom teeth came with the consistency of chalk. Oof. And you got prescribed opioid. Damn. Tooth decay is not a family thing. That's not taking care of your teeth thing, which is my problem. Oh, you noticed, Safa. Okay. So, StreamYard upgraded the service this week. So in the subscription model I have now, I can do 1080p. They did this whole thing. It's like, for new people it'll cost more, but you're one of our old guard and you're really faithful, so you're getting it for free. Because I don't know if you remember, Safa, when you said before I should broadcast in 1080p, I was like, that costs quite a lot more, and I'm not paying it. This week, it just got added to my existing subscription for free. Don Trump, being naive, told the doctor, not really in pain. Is this necessary? He said, trust me, you're going to need these. God damn. Okay. Raise, I had a hectic one. Early call to work. Tire blew. Had to switch cars. Ceiling fell in. Holy shit. So, John Trump, when you had root canal several years later, they gave you hydrocodone, so those pills considerably weaker painkiller. I don't know what I had, because I've had root canal as well. I don't remember getting prescription pain meds. Could be wrong. Yeah, no, the free upgrade was pretty good. And it's literally just because I've been subscribed for so long. There's the whole thing like, that's free for you now. So I'm like, and I remembered to click the thing. Like when I started up, there were slightly different things in the control panel, and it was defaulting to 720p because that's what I'd been doing before. But it's like, oh, no, there's a thing for 1080p. Doot. And so now I'm in 1080p. Woo! Strictly Sega. Ironically, paid 11 grand to get your daughter's teeth done. Now you got to go do it yourself. Yeah, I did pay quite a lot for my daughter's teeth too. Oh God, you had implants. I can't bring myself to get implants. I've got gaps where I probably should get them, but the whole process seems fucked. They give you the horse pill sized ibuprofen. Noise. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I guess you see all that stuff more clearly in 1080p. I don't know. Generally tend to disclose you're a recovering addict. Yeah, no, it's good to be open with that, and hopefully they make appropriate decisions with that information. Oh, fucking yum, man. Oh, man. I'm a good. Oh, well, that's what I have to do. Okay, I have to. Not I have to. I choose to. I'm going to go over here and taste my barrel aging spiced rum. See if I want to decant it, if I feel like it's been in the barrel. Because it was white rum when I started. It's got a bit of colour, and I think I maybe want to filter this. Labels. Okay, it's been there since July 27. So it's been there about 5-6 weeks. Oops, that was a fucking mess. Okay. Oh. All right. Tea. So if I pay a lot more, I can stream in 4K. I actually can. Part of you said you could handle it after so many years. Yeah, it's the whole thing. Addiction, substance abuse, relapse is quite complicated. Got to justify 4K monitors, 4K streaming. Yeah, you had an excruciating injury, had to take oxy. You'd be fine because you're not cartoonishly depressed. I mean, that's the thing. If you don't take proper pain meds, that can make you cartoonishly depressed. Ooh, got that nice funky rum aroma. What's it taste like? Huh. It's got a bit of flavor from the wine that was in the barrel before, which is why I put wine in the barrel to put a bit of flavor in things. Bit of that. So if you want a 4K monitor for second streaming, all right, yeah, that's the sports thing, yeah. Okay, yeah. All right, I'm actually going to compare this. I have a professionally made spiced rum. Oh, from the Brits distillery. Where is it? Oh, fuck hell. It's hiding down here. 2022 trail mix, and I've still got a bit of it. They actually made this in conjunction with a bakery that's near their distillery. I'm getting all the flavors of baked goods into it. Ugh. Okay. So this is professional spiced rum. Watch 4K movies on a P. I don't think even my TV's 4K. It's like 1080p. So I've had it for. I don't even remember how long I've had it. I had it for a really long time. What's that thing? Ooh, okay. Early night for Mrs. Angry. Oh, no, I missed my YouFoods message earlier. I have to remember to go to the post office. I think they've made a mistake. I don't think I've really got a parcel at the post office, but I need to check. Oh, God, sorry. Where do you go? His mum didn't block you, left you on red. Are you hoping she's talking to the cops? Yeah, well, it's still hold out some hope that this guy avoids the worst case scenario, because the worst case scenario is pretty fucked. Relatively small town, population 13,000. That's a relatively small town. Yes. Okay, well, that's probably better than mine, but it also should be. Anyway, something. Oh, man, that really burns on the tongue. At your last town meeting, struck a deal to do jury instructions at the hotel. Okay, why not? That's what I thought your town was about that size, Safa. I love these. Your TV, your screen has HDR-X, but Dolby Vision's better for color. I see. I don't even know. Battery at 69%. Nice. Oof, more and more people going to court in your town. Damn. Oh, I have some mineral water. Do. think a lot of the petty drug-related shit. Yeah, and drugs will make people do petty shit. Can't wait to see how pissed off 4K community you're going to be when you take pics watching bleeding discs on it. Oh, lemon squash is good. Like Mrs. Angry has taken to getting, because we used to have 3 cocktails each, and she wanted to drink less. So on date night, she has 2 cocktails and then a mocktail if they have one. And we went last Saturday night, mocktail. It's like a nice house-made lemon squash. Your town's main industry is carpet. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, and town's been hurt because of a trend towards hard surfaces. Damn. So they sell less carpet. Damn. A lemon squash in a glass bottle. I have some interesting non-alcoholic beverages. I might have one tomorrow night. Like I've been doing these mineral waters for a while because they are good. But I actually have some other interesting non-alcoholic things in my fridge. I might crack 1 or 2 of them open tomorrow night. You were the carpet capital. Damn. Oh, yeah, you rely on one thing. Fashions change. Oh, damn. Back in the 40s and 50s, manufactured something like 40% of the country's carpet. Oh, damn. That's wild. Join me for a drink. I'm Panadine. Yeah. Good call. Besides, all I'm drinking is mineral water. That's all I've been drinking all night. So actually, I was looking in the fridge today and I noticed oh, I got that big bottle of dry ginger ale that's been in the fridge for ages. I might crack that open tomorrow night. I mean, it's also a good mixer, but I was thinking of just drinking it as a non-alcoholic beverage. Nice. Now you've set up an account on Difford's. There's 420 drinks you can make. Yeah. I haven't even updated my Difford's profile in yonks. I think if I fully updated it, it'd be on a couple thousand. Oh, yeah. Justin, when you brought that up before, Striker Sega wasn't on the stream. Terry the Lollipop guy. 420, blaze it. So, John Tron, if his parents won't bond him out, you could throw to Corvette. You don't think he'd run? Okay. Oh, yeah, because he wouldn't bail on his kids. Yeah, it is a risk, though, dude. Definitely. Oh, yes, we're due to pull adults up. You paid gas? I paid electricity bill today. Oh, yeah, the Difford's site is really weird with that list with some brand name stuff, but yeah, and that is the thing. If you didn't know he was on serious drugs, you got to pause for thought, really. There no end of bills. Okay, I get some bonuses the next couple of pay cycles, because of the new award being agreed on. This pay cycle, I got a $5,000 bonus, which got taxed to fuck, so it was about $3,000. But I get some of that back in next year's tax return. Then in 2 weeks, I think I get another bonus that's something like $1,000 or $1,200. And then 2 weeks after that, we get 3% pay rise backdated to March. And they're smart, because we had once the new award got signed over, there were various bonuses in it. And they're smart enough to not do it all in one go, because the way the tax systems works, if there's bonuses in your pay, you are taxed as if you get that much every pay. So 3 different bonuses, this basing it out over 3 different pay cycles. So I get bonuses today, well, yesterday it was, and then in 2 weeks, and then in 2 weeks. I'm actually really interested to see how much extra I get with the back pay rise, because I can't be bothered doing the maths to try and work it out. You paid off your HEX, that's pretty good. And right, someone concealing quite serious drug use for an extended period calls them into question. Oh, yes, Strixego, you remember the lollipop guy as well? There you go. You're gonna get sleeping pill? Okay, I hope you get some sleep, mate. Dude, I'm so glad that we were here when you couldn't sleep, and you can just work through some stuff. So I hope it works out for you. I hope it works out for the other guy. Quite the pleasure having you on here, and I'm wishing you some restful sleep. Oh god, this is how old I am. I finished uni just before Hex became a thing. It was still free education when I was there. Oh, that's cute, Justin. The lollipop man being referred to as the school Hagrid. That's quite cute. I like that. Little bit of positivity in this terrible, cruel world. AZ would have had Hex, yes, because he was at uni for quite a few years after I left. So I have no idea if he ever earned enough to have to pay it back. Maybe he did not. I don't know. And without a Ouija board, I can't ask him now. I know. I just feeling my forehead. At the middle of the day, I feel like my forehead, all the skin was dry and flaky, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" So I put some lotion on, some moisturizer. I'm moisturized, and it feels better now. Just feels like normal skin now. Doesn't feel like it's not greasy or anything like from the lotion, but it's not all flaky. Does it? Does it get cancelled? Okay, here's the thing I wanted to search. Okay. I searched this because what happens to my credit card debt after that auto completed? Credit card debt isn't wiped clean when the cardholder dies. That's owed to the card issuer must be paid by the estate or remaining signatory. Okay, cancer. This is Australian. What happens to credit card debt when you die? Debts need to be repaid. Executor of the estate becomes responsible for paying back the debts. Specific order determines which debts get priority. Outstanding debts must be due in the following order: secured debts, then funeral expenses, then unsecured debts. Secured debt is like a home loan. Credit cards are unsecured debt. Doesn't mean they're waived when the person passes away. Executor of the state may be personally liable to any unpaid creditors if they fail to utilize. Okay, so all I've got to do is have no assets. So, like, if I get a fucking cancer diagnosis or something, if I can run the credit card up to the max with cash and then hide it all and then die with no fucking assets. It is not date night on Saturday, so I'm probably doing a stream. So Hex is the only debt that gets wiped. Okay. I know, it's really shit the credit card debt passes down, but only if you have an estate. So all I've got to do is convert everything to cash and hide it, and then I don't have an estate that they can go after. So, not that I have like credit card debt, but it's just a thing that occurred to me. And I don't own a house, or I don't have a mortgage. Oh, because Hex is government, so the government says we won't chase you for it. If we still have cash. Well, it's really interesting, the whole cash thing. I use card all the time just because it's convenient. Like pre-COVID, I would probably go to the bank once or twice a week to withdraw cash. Post-COVID, I go to an ATM like 2 or 3 times a year. But this whole idea of being enforced to not have cash is bad, and it's worse for the most vulnerable people. You do get weird conspiracy fucking whack jobs who fixate on this, but there is still truth to being forced to digital payment systems has a lot of negatives, and all the negatives are worse for the people with less money. Ray's going to get a $500 million loan converted to cash. Yeah, might be hard to hide the cash. Justin, you don't like cash? Well, okay. There are multiple problems with cards. The charges, first and foremost. The traceability is a little bit creepy. And yeah, you can't buy weed with a card. So, and yes, if bank app goes down, you can't withdraw your money. Mind you, most of the registers are electronic and internet connected. So if the internet goes down, none of the even cash payment systems won't work. Justin, yeah, it can be easy to lose cash, but you look at the number of scams and fraud things that happen, it's extremely easy to lose digital storage of money too. Don't know if you can buy stuff on Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, I don't know. But yes, a future that pretty much forced people to not use cash is shit for a number of reasons. And as I've said multiple times so far, it's the least well off, most vulnerable people who are more fucked over by not using cash. And evil fucking bank cartels fuck us all over with charges on credit payments. Oh, that's a fun one. Teaching kids to save money by giving them pocket money in cash. I actually had that when I was growing up too. Justin, there are positives and negatives to both. But forcing people away from cash, like not giving people a choice, there are several massive negatives to that. So I think giving people a choice, and like I said, since COVID, I have used card for 99% of transactions. I just very occasionally use cash, almost always using card. But that's a choice. And having the choice is good. Forcing people off cash is bad. Oh my okay, funny story. You're saying the elderly pay bills at the post office in cash. Um, uh, Years ago, I worked for an insurance company. Most people were doing stuff over the phone with credit cards, but there was a counter people could come in and pay. And the guys who worked on that counter told me, "Oh, this funny little old lady came and she paid her X $100, and it was in these perfectly pressed." And this was the old money. This was paper money because I'm old. Um, it was like in these perfectly pressed $10 notes, hundreds of dollars in this. And he's laughing, saying, "It smelled like mothballs." And I was going, "Oh my God, you should have warned that lady." Because this is the whole thing when assets tests came in the 80s. And that was like with the Hawke government, I think. Pensioners were just pretending they had no assets. They were withdrawing all their money from the bank and like keeping it under their bed. Uh, and they were targets for thieves when they paid for stuff with cash. People had realized, oh, this person's got a lot of cash in the house. And particularly if someone's got this sort of beautifully presented money that smells like mothballs, because they're worried about moth larvae eating the paper money, so they keep it in mothballs. It's like, okay, that person has a lot of cash in their house. Like if I had been on the counter, I would have said to them in a friendly way, like, "Okay, you're paying for this in cash, and I can smell the mothballs. So I know that means you're storing cash in your house, and I understand that. Uh, this is just a magnet for thieves. I am going to give you a bit of advice you can take or ignore. When you're going to pay a bill with your cash, actually take the cash to a bank and say all your money's in tens. Take it into a bank and ask them to change it to 50s. Okay? Because then it's just going to be circulated money and it's not going to smell like mothballs. It is less likely to sort of highlight that you are storing cash in your home, because it's super obvious to me you're giving me this money that's in a perfect state and smells like mothballs. You are storing a large amount of cash in your home, and it's going to make you a target for thieves. So don't do that. Uh, I think I don't know. It was a huge thing in the US keeping cash at home. I think the US is more into cash transactions generally than we are in Australia. Australia was an early adopter of card transactions. The first widely used transaction card in Australia was just called Bank Card. And that goes back to the 70s. Um, but Australia adopted non-cash transaction things faster than most places in the world. So 1988 was the first polymer notes. Oh, American Express was like mid 20th century, I think. Think of the first one in the countries. Oh yeah, no, we were pioneers with plastic money. Oh wait, what the fuck? What I corrected to Apex, Amex. What the fuck? Google, I'm going to come to your fucking. American Express. Oh, that's why it's called Express. Was founded in 1850 as a freight forwarding company. Introduced financial and travel services in the early 1900s. Going to change this to card. When did the MX card start? Developed a paper charge card in 1958, gold card in 1966, green card in 1960. So, okay, yeah, 50s and 60s is when the American Express card existed. Oh, Safi, you're doing a search as well. Credit cards been in limited use since the 1890s. You got over 300,000 points. Nice. I love you posting stuff. The three major credit card schemes were collective. Bank card was all the banks. Yes, I do remember it. So bank card launched in 74, nationwide by 77. Yep, that's kind of how I remember it. Yep, I mean, I should fucking switch my credit card to something that does points or something. I'm just super fucking lazy. Ugh. I don't know. Maybe this conversation will prompt me to do it. Oh, okay. So, okay, I actually remember this. My first debit card. So, we have the show, like as the Easter show in Sydney, and it would tour country towns. It was the show, and the Dubbo show was a big thing. And so the Dubbo show Westpac, and they were probably still Wales. Maybe they were Westpac. Um, they had a stall and they were pushing what they called the handy card, which was just a debit card. And there was an ATM in Dubbo, it was a whole thing. And I was in high school, I think like probably year 10. This is probably around 82. Look, when did Westpac? When did Westpac? Because that was a. Okay, 1984. We were the first bank in the world to launch electronic banking. So I reckon it was 1984. It was the Dubbo show in 1984. Westpac was new, and they'd launched electronic banking. Oh no, they changed their name to Westpac in 1982. And they launched electronic banking in 1984. So I reckon at the Dubbo show in 1984, I got a Westpac handy card. The month the Dubbo show in would vary because it was after the Royal Easter show. You were with Bank of Melbourne before they got bought up by Westpac. Yeah, I'm just with Commonwealth now. I closed my Westpac account years ago. But I remember I got a little cloth bag, a handy bag, and a handy card. And I thought it was very special. And I was working at McDonald's at the time. And I would go and I'd get paid in cash at McDonald's and I'd go and deposit it at my bank. No, I never had a Dolomite account. They did not do the with that thing when I was at school. So you like the Bank of Melbourne colours, but not the nasty red Westpac. Mercenary Mage, hello. Well, it's always nice to see you. Just drop in, say hi. Always appreciate it. We're just having a super fun conversation about banking at the moment because we're wild and crazy like that. Talking about banking. My God, what's wrong with us? It's like, look at this. Well, I was talking about this ice melting slowly. I reckon less than half of it melted in the fucking 2 hours of the stream. Well, hour and a half so far. Yeah, there was a mad discussion on religion. Now we're talking about banking. Because that's just the wild, crazy folk we are. You can't hold us back. We're going to have long conversations about banking and credit cards. Fuck's sake. You got to laugh though. My God. Oh, okay. I had a checkbook because I set up a company to contract in the 90s, and when you set up a company account back then, they gave you a checkbook. So I still have it and I could still technically use it. But I think you weird people out these days if you try to pay for something by check. I haven't used a check in a really long time. But yes, oh yeah, do a trivia tomorrow, definitely. Your Guzman and Gomez stock is up over 100%. Oh, I've got to check out my crypto at some point. Holy shit, crypto is ridiculous. It's like you still get these fucking weirdos who say things about it. It's been great and it's a hedge against it. No, it's not. It is gambling. It is extremely speculative gambling. Anything that's value changes 10 to 20% in 1 week is not an investment, is not a hedge against inflation. It's fucking gambling. It's that simple. Good Lord. Ray's work time. Okay. Oh, you're working tomorrow. Well, hopefully you get a bit of time to be in the trivia. Your dad pays you in checks occasionally. God, they're so rare in Australia. I think it's funny we found out that I think it's less common now, but until quite recently, people do things like pay for their supermarket shopping with a check, which is fucking wild. Just imagining if you ever tried to pay for supermarket shopping in Australia with a check, it'd just be like, fuck no. Hey, Michael, how you doing? I need to brace you. We're talking about banking and investments and credit cards. Jesus. Yeah. Give the cashier in a supermarket a check and see what happens. And yes, it does take days to clear a check. So it always weirded me out to find out that Americans would just pay for everyday stuff with a check. It's like, fucking what? Yeah, well, I just used it for business things. But yeah, it's a way to transfer money between people you know when you're willing to wait for it because it go through the bank system. Americans and the Chase bank scam. I don't know. There are so many bank scams. I don't know which one you're referencing. Ray's most can't do edition of. Yeah, no. It's already a screen. No, I'm pretty sure a supermarket will tell you to fuck off with a check. That's what you say. Checks they've always been subject to scams. Last check you got a transfer from Vic Roads. You got $20 from Vic Roads. Nice. I literally think I have one for a small amount from the tax office that I've never banked, which is very lazy of me. Okay, so it's literally your last weekend. Well, let's see. Well, let's see if I can find something. Chase Bank scam checks. What comes up when I search that? Chase Bank scam checks. Chase Bank says it's aware of a viral glitch inviting people to commit check fraud. Jesus Christ, what the fuck is this? Chase Bank is urging its customers not to commit check fraud. Bank's plea comes after a viral trend took over TikTok and Twitter, with users being told there was a system-wide glitch that if they deposited false checks in an ATM and withdrew that money soon afterwards, they'd be able to cheat the system and take out a large sum of cash before the check bounced. The only problem is it's not a glitch, it's a check fraud scheme. Yeah, that's theft. That's a criminal thing. Yes, okay. So their system's fucked and lets you do it. But if you do it, you're a criminal. Oh, yeah, I've actually seen Society of the Snow rated highly. What have I been watching this week? Watched Chaos, Kaos, on Netflix. That was fun. It was like the Greek gods, but in a sort of pseudo modern world. Jeff Goldblum is Zeus. It's entertaining. It's worth watching. 8 episodes. Wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10, but give it 7. Okay, yeah. That's kind of the rating I've seen for it. Worth watching. People were doing videos in limos throwing money out like they were strippers. Yeah. It's like, yeah, literally those people are giving themselves a criminal record. And there have been similar things. It's kind of like if you go to withdraw $20 over the counter at a bank and the teller makes a mistake, reads it wrong, and gives you $2,000. If you take it, you are guilty. Under the law, you are guilty of theft. It's ridiculous. Mm. Okay, I might watch Society of the Snow this weekend then. Michael, other week. Log Dog Aggro Pixie Newer in Coles. When the internet went down, woman moved to the front of the queue waving a checkbook. How did that go? Someone said, I can pay by check. How did that actually work? Because a lot of the registers weren't working at all when that happened. Yeah, oh no, shit week of movies. But it's good to know which ones to avoid as well. Banks stopped accepting foreign checks. There you go. You can still deposit your COVID checks, which is nice. Yeah, I'll maybe watch it this weekend. Society of the Snow. Oh my god, you broke your records of 1-star movies. Damn. Damn. That's some hard shit, man. Oh, they actually accepted the check. Neat. I wonder how confused they were with trying to process it. Yeah, it is pretty frustrating if you watch something and it's shit. Like, I think it was the last one I watched was Leave the World Behind on Netflix, which I liked. Not perfect, but I liked it. Oh god, you had to take a break. Too many on a bad run of movies, so I haven't watched anything for 2 days. Need to give yourself a break. Yeah, fair enough. So so like my recovery mode, like after a late stream, whether it be Friday or Saturday night, if I have a few drinkies, it's like just crash out on the lounge, like make a bacon sandwich or something, and crash out and watch shit on the lounge. So it might be Society of the Snow this weekend. Got a stimulus check from the US government with a letter from Trump, later Biden. Lucky you. Oh, so they actually called the manager out and they processed the check. Nice. Okay, so Ed and His Dead Mother, Steve Buscemi, meant to be comedy horror, trailer good, but it was bad. Yeah, I'd kind of be sold if Steve Buscemi was in something. I'd be thinking, this is probably okay. It's got Steve Buscemi in it. Because I'm a bit of a Steve Buscemi fan. Ed and His Dead Mother, horror comedy. Memories of an International Assassin, the dude from Paul Blart Mall Cop. Like, literally, like Kevin, what's his name? The guy from King of Queens? Yeah, he was good in Con Air. He was good in Armageddon. Like, Steve Buscemi's good in everything. I've got quite the soft spot for him. Kevin James. Oof. Okay. Yeah. Dang. Oh. I haven't watched Beekeeper yet because you still have to pay to watch Beekeeper. Pay extra. When Beekeeper's free on a streaming thing, I'll probably watch it. Just, Jason Statham playing the same role he really always does. Yes, Ray's Steve Buscemi was New York Fire Department, and after 9/11, he actually went back to his old firehouse to help them. Okay, fun story, Justin Underwood, the Catch Me If You Can guy. So it's made into a movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. This guy's a scammer. Um, that guy is almost definitely lying about his escapades. Like the story in Catch Me If You Can is almost definitely like 90% fabricated. Like the guy did some low level check fraud and got caught. And he made up these really elaborate stories about all the stuff he did because he's a liar. He's a fucking con artist. So the whole thing about working as a doctor and a pilot and stuff is almost definitely not true. So yeah, even his stories about scams were scams. Are you saying Beekeeper's free on Amazon now? Okay, I've got Amazon. I'm gonna have to check that out. It wasn't last time I looked. Oh yeah, we mentioned that one recently, the Jason Statham, Melissa McCarthy spy movie. I mean, Kevin Mitnick was probably true. That's basically the Catch Me If You Can story. The guy who was a scam artist writes a book about how clever his scams were, and people go, "Wow, he's really smart," and he's almost definitely lying. I mean, who knew scam artists lie? He was charged with check fraud, and well, I mean, you can look it up what he actually got charged for, but the really elaborate story in Catch Me If You Can is almost definitely not true. Uh, yeah, Rays, I'm with you. Scam artists aren't these wacky, crazy Robin Hood things. They almost always target really vulnerable people who can't afford to get ripped off. Oh my god, my cherries got all squished and mooshed. I mean, okay, it's almost bedtime. I think I'm going to eat the cherry because it's all mooshed. Yeah, there's a trouble with the court case telling the truth. I think you get a lot of cases where what happens in court cases aren't public record. Okay, look, I'm going to do a really quick search. Catch me if you can. Guy lied about his exploits. Okay, that's where I got it from. The Frank Abagnale. Some of what he said was true. He did forge checks, masquerade as pilots, sit in a few jump seats, escape a jailhouse, and go to prison in Europe. But the rest of his not so humble brags were inaccurate, misleading, exaggerated, or totally false, claimed someone else who died in 27. But again, it's there is a little bit of, he said, she said going on about this. So yeah, it's muddy, but it's basically he's probably right. So palette cleanser for the bad movies. Yes, comfort watch movies you've seen and know you like. No, well, apparently what he really did and can be verified is he tricked people into thinking because pilots just get to go on flights and so he's in the jump seat on the plane. Well, he was a lying criminal scumfuck. He did forge checks and he did bluff his way into various things. But yeah, he lied about the scale of his lies, basically. According to some people, you know what? It'd probably be impossible to know the actual truth of it. I've got talking about movies you love. I forget what brought it up, but I think I was just looking at stuff on the various streaming services and the movies that were available. And yeah, I don't know why, but I was looking at various things and like Unforgiven, which is a great movie, which I love. And I realized it was 30 years ago. It's like, goddamn. And Eastwood and Freeman are still kicking around, and they were old in that. Now, Freeman's mid 80s and Eastwood's early 90s. But yeah, 30 years ago, they were 50s and 60s. So, and then I was just looking at all these things like, oh my God, look, that movie's 30 years old. Oh shit, that one's 40 years old. Oh my God. And when I was young, the concept of watching 30, 40-year-old movies is like, oh, that's a whole different era. Oh, God, I'm old is what I'm saying. Oh, getting some Steve Martin on? Nice. That's a good double feature. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels and Plane, Trains, and Automobiles. Damn. Rock and Roller. That's like one of the lesser known, lesser appreciated Guy Ritchie's, but really entertaining. I did like the series of The Gentleman he did for Netflix. Like I liked the movie with Matthew McConaughey. But the series he did for Netflix, I quite enjoyed. Oh wow. The Mouse That Roared. That's a fucking classic. What's that? 60s? I remember when I was flicking around once and The Mouse That Roared was on. I was like, oh, I know this movie is a classic. And the credits started rolling and I watched it. because William Hartnell was in it. The first Doctor Who is in The Mouse That Roared. Man, just and that movie was a trip. Depends scene with the bounces fucking trip. I do generally like those British gangster films of Guy Ritchie's, honestly. Um, yeah, I think Snatch is probably my favorite, but I do just like the whole vibe. Probably less into Guy Ritchie's Hollywood movies, but his British gangster ones I quite enjoy. I just kind of like. I just kind of like a British crime things, like when you get well-eyed Cockney geezers, and they're doing stuff like the one where Ben Kingsley plays this psychopath. Fuck, I just had the name of it in my head. Beautiful. Oh God, what is it? I bet Strictly Sega could come up with it. Oh fuck, it's like these retired crims in Spain, and this guy tries to get him back in, and it all just fucking goes tits up. It's doing my fucking head in. Surely you know what I'm talking about, Strictly Sega. And I think they've done a prequel series, which I think is on Prime, which I've been thinking of watching because I liked the movie. And it's kind of like, yeah, because Ben Kingsley was most famous for playing Gandhi and playing all these character things. And in this one, he's just this foul-mouthed, degenerate gangster. And he's fucking amazing. He's terrifying and threatening as just an absolutely out of control, violent, profane, abusive gangster. Sexy Beast. Sexy Beast. Okay. If you come up with a Strictly Sega and type it there, I remembered it before you typed it, if that ends up happening. But the movie's called Sexy Beast, and the series, which is like a prequel series, which I think is on Prime, Sexy Beast. I haven't watched it, but I've been thinking of it. So the series is the characters from the movie when they're younger crims. In Sexy Beast, they're retired. We've probably got the same time, but there's a real lag. There's at least a 10 and sometimes even 20-second lag between when you type something and when I see it. That's why when that whole rant off, if you think of it, I thought of it on my own. Rise of the Foot Soldier. I don't know that one. Yeah, no, I just saw that. I'm pretty sure it's on Prime. It's a series. And same name, Sexy Beast. And they're younger. I don't know what you're trying. There's no. Oh, no lag on Twitch. Okay. I did not. I first saw that as log. What do you mean there's no log on Twitch? Honestly, there are some days where I consider being a Twitch streamer, like not even just doing on Twitch and having all the emotes and everything you get on Twitch. But it is what it is. Look at that! I swear, only half that ice melted. Oh, well, I'm probably going to go to bed now. And tomorrow night, I'm okay. So I got tomorrow night and Saturday night. I'm already up to December with my preloaded videos. So I got to do the cocktails of the year. So that's what I worked out last year with the cocktails. So I got to actually do the video of the top 3. And I want to do some Christmas cocktails too. And I think I've decided which ones I'm going to do for that. So I'm aging eggnog. I actually made some eggnog in December last year that I'm going to crack open in December this year. But I always have eggnog in the fridge. The current ones I've got, I think I made a month or two ago. I occasionally take it into work, like when we're having a social thing at work. I take some of the eggnog, and everyone just has a little bit. And because I got a big team, so we just have a little bit each of eggnog. Okay. So I'm thinking a Christmas thing, something with advocat, which is kind of related to eggnog. But anyway, I am going to go to bed. Sorry, now you've got my attention, Michael. Two-parter 1066, The Battle for Middle-earth? What is that? I don't know what that is. Also, I probably got some of, speaking of Middle-earth things, I've probably got some of the Rings of Power to watch on the weekend. I watched the first 2 episodes. They start with 3, and there's probably another one this week, so I'll probably have 2 episodes of that to watch on the weekend. Yeah, we'll see. But I'm going to go to bed because I still got work tomorrow. But tomorrow night, Saturday night, I'm probably going to do 3 top cocktails of the year plus some Christmas cocktails. I'll just have to make a final decision on what Christmas cocktails I'm going to do. But I think I know what I'm going to do. But you all take care. And if you're around, I will see you tomorrow night for party night. Shrikasega's got to crack out the trivia, and we'll see how we go. But I'm going to say